Right. The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager, but that's misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed by a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent.
Yeah.
So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country. I don't even like that show. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm saying it could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market and make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable.
Hey, Leona, you're not missing much. We haven't started the actually good case yet.
Yeah. We're just struggling through the last part of this. Luka just found out the justification for why cocoons can't leave Borginia. Had like a Joker moment about it.
Yeah, this case is turning me into the Joker.
Joker moment.
Joker. Joker. You will hate capitalism, yet you exist. I from Venezuela, bottom text.
Nice haircut, liberal. Where did you get it? At the liberal store?
What is happening?
r/Jonkers. Unthinkable, you say. Why?
Yeah.
Perhaps it's time for another testimony.
What do you mean? We haven't even resolved this last testimony. He didn't say anything. Judge!
Judge.
About the smuggling of cocoons business.
Judge, why you like this? Just call it, dude.
International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal.
Oh yeah, Val is from Venezuela, right?
Yeah. What?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. You kids think up the craziest things. But in no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
I don't know why the phrase dirty cocoon money made me lose it.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got.
Yeah, who the fuck else would want a cocoon in these trying times? I wonder who possibly. I wonder who Darian. I wonder who Darian has a direct relationship with. Who would need a cocoon right now?
Good thing that bailiff gave you that newspaper, otherwise you would have no proof of this.
Yeah, we would have needed a testimony from the judge.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, what's the... Oh, what would be the thing?
I'll do the last two ones, I think.
I think when he mentions risking like or whatever.
I think it's that one. See, that's the good thing about the second half of the trial.
It's
easy.
easy.
That every single contradiction is super obvious.
Yeah, we can just blaze through it.
I would. Would you?
Would I?
Would you?
Would I?
How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this?
The newspaper.
That article. That's about the Chief Justice's... A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure.
It can be your devil or your angle.
And not just a cure for any disease. A cure for incuritis, which is not a very good name for it if you think about it.
No, it's really not! If there's a cure for incuritis, it shouldn't be called incuritis!
It should be called curitis.
Yes!
or cocoonitis.
Cocoonitis.
Incuritis, I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has.
The judge just becomes more and more of a himbo as the games go on, doesn't he?
Himbo implies he's buff, he's just stupid.
That's true, he's just an idiot.
You aren't saying... Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying... The Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life. But even if the deal went through... Why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crescen's insurance. If we ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescent, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway?
A jaywalker.
You also littered.
Also, the fashion police are after you right now.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail. You're gonna
Crimes
hang.
against
You're gonna hang for this one, bud.
The tasteful is just think about it. The Chief Justice were the buyer.
I think Darien has anti-drip.
Anti-drip is just purred. Why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well...
Well...
Oh yeah, you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this.
That sentence is bad grammatically.
It should be aren't the only ones.
Interpol... It should either be Interpol aren't the only ones, or Interpol isn't the only one.
Yeah.
Not both.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Yeah, what were they thinking?
Organian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. That's the one thing they care about. People can smuggle drugs and guns all the time because they just watch for cocoons.
You could literally have a nuke in your bag and they'd be like, oh yeah, it's not a cocoon, it's fine.
Go ahead. Go on through.
Meanwhile, up in Canada, with like customs checks if you have fucking snacks.
Yeah, I got my entire friggin' I brought 3 books on a vacation one time, and I was coming back. They confiscated all 3 of them because they're like, "Oh, you could hide drugs in these," and it's like they're books. What are you talking about?
I think Yazzie frequently posts about how like anytime she orders like Dojin or anything slightly lewd, the customs just like tears it apart, and like it's either empty or it's very clear they just like went through that shit.
Yeah, I gotta array the henty.
Yep, you gotta. It's illegal. It's contraband, except it isn't.
It's illegal to look at a titty.
Yeah, no titty allowed. It is in Australia. Kind of. Well, titties have to be a certain size, right? It's like I think it's literally like if titties are not big enough, it's considered child porn.
What if Weird Dave, the intern, is the one judging that day, though?
Yeah,
he's got very high standards.
He's got very high standards. He's like, oh, if this titty isn't the size of a car, then it's underage person.
You can tell by the pixels.
Okay,
let's get this over with.
Yeah.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
What do you... But... Well...
Not everything.
What
We know
doesn't?
something that didn't get checked.
What doesn't?
Something that came from Virginia that wasn't able to fly.
The guitar. Actually, yeah, because it was like vacuum sealed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was sent through service.
Yes.
Actually, there is one way. What? What if I get something out of the country, no checks? What is it? You become a prosecutor. They gotta close the prosecutor loophole. It's like the gun show loophole in America. All these prosecutors come out of Virginia to take the cocoons out of there.
Oh no.
A prosecutor?
I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office?
The guitar was sealed. You couldn't play. We know. We don't need a flashback. Otherwise, we wouldn't have presented the evidence because we wouldn't know.
The one thing I've noticed about Great Ace Attorney so far, playing the localization, is that the only flashbacks are previous cases. So like stuff that you might actually have a chance of not remembering.
Good. Like, yeah. I don't understand the point of doing this flashback when giving me the information as to why I would present this evidence after I have presented the evidence, so I clearly know why I would present the evidence.
It's a weird choice.
It's a very weird choice.
I mean, they in some games they do like the opposite way. They show you like a little bit of the flashback beforehand to outright just tell you what you have to present.
I don't like that either. I think that is also bad. Just don't do them.
Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched.
Quiet. The guitar was wrapped in several shades and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying the guitar was...
The bubble wrap was intact.
With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. What?
Let's go to music.
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin.
Best music.
That guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work?
Good memory, hair forehead. The sound hole. Clavier put his hog in the sound hole, I know.
Stick it right in the sound hole. And ignite her.
Why are you mentioning his hog now? He didn't say it the entire stream, and now you say it.
He did in the flashback where we were back at like the stage talking about the missing cue. He did talk about his hog.
The flashback. Okay, yeah.
Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if the igniter wasn't the only thing attached inside your guitar?
You mean... He means this, of course.
There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. Yuck! Order! 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 So the igniter.
It was a ruse!
A distraction.
It was a distraction! Was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems.
It was a safety precaution. A precaution.
Ah, hair forehead. At last, it all comes together.
Every strange thing that happened that day. Can I review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Labrador's ballad, if you will.
No! Okay. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case.
The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. Smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions.
And he somehow didn't anticipate that it would be wrapped.
Yeah. Also, was he in Borginia? With Clavier? How did the cocoon get in there?
No.
He had an accomplice.
Somebody else put it in there?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, you should just think about it. What kind of accomplice would you probably have?
I don't know.
What other person in this case do we know is involved in cocoon smuggling?
Oh, Machi? Oh, that's why he jumped in. Right. I get it.
Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Ah.
Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself.
If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot.
Uh-huh. God, no! Please, no!
The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost.
Thank you!
And then, Mr. Latouche died.
With Lamouar there to witness it.
There's your case. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescent. I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly?
For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian.
The Republic of Borginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. I don't even know her.
True, you haven't?
Ah, let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Borginian accomplice. That's all.
Oh.
That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamouar heard proves it.
Uh-huh.
You made this transmission from backstage.
Well, your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace.
Okay, so wait, so our client is actually an accomplice then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something utterly inconsequential that doesn't matter outside of one country, but yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But
But
also
it's
kind of to murder?
Not an accomplice to the murder itself, technically.
Not technically, I guess.
You didn't know about the murder.
I suppose. And he was framed for it. Badly.
Yeah. In the most piss poor way possible.
Case in existence.
Yeah.
See, if I were a master criminal, I would simply not frame my accomplice, which therefore guarantees I'll be found out if the truth gets out.
Yeah. That's maybe not a super great idea. You could frame literally everybody else. Ugh.
And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped them. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say, then. But be warned. With a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice?
Why does that look like more than a third? What's the point of it being more than a third? Why isn't it just half?
I think they're gonna do two shots, so you can get it wrong twice, and then you die.
Yeah,
And then I die.
Then you die.
I think the life bar is like 5 bits. So like.
So it's 1, 2,
there,
3,
and there's 3
4,
left.
5.
Yeah, like there's a reason why every other game beyond the original trilogy, the original release, and this one uses like individual like symbols instead of a bar.
Yeah, that makes sense. The bar doesn't read as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that person's the defendant, Machi Tobaye.
I hate these lines that auto-progress. They suck.
Yeah. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one.
No.
Not that new, actually.
No, not really that new. The Phoenix did it several times.
I assure you, no one's more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
That particular crime!
Indeed. The defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lemeroir? It couldn't have been. You seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals?
What?
Recall that this remote only works at a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemeroir was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area the remote can reach from the air vent.
Uh-huh.
By looking at this, it seems that Lemeroir would still be able to have done the deed. No.
No?
When the shooter made its transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade.
Oh, it was,
But wasn't she in the vent? And the one that rose was the fake Lemeroir?
Yeah, but what he's saying is that he was too high in the air.
This is too high. There's too much distance.
In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemeroir's position in the air vent.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? I want to torture the audience one more time.
God damn it!
He just wants to see Clavier banging the guitar again.
No, I don't see why not.
Judge, please!
Don't tell me. It's a way out of this.
Did it ignite as he was going up? No. It did not.
So this is like, I think the 12th time we've seen the video in this trial.
Wait. Was there a spark there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never noticed that before.
Ha 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 ha. Too bad, so sad. Punk.
What are you talking about?
Punk.
First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video?
Yeah. Problem isn't what we see, correct, Darian?
Right. It's what you hear. We are musicians, after all.
Huh?
Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, Punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter? That right? Yes?
Yeah?
Well, in order to do that, you have to pull a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano?
Ah! Ah!
He just intends to torture us more and more with the video. 13th time.
The switch was in the piano, though.
Yeah.
So all you'd have
Yeah.
to do is hit a specific key.
Yep.
What
And
seems
they-
to be the
and-
problem there?
And it would hit the switch. Like, that's all.
The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it.
How would I...
How would you prove it, you mean?
Yeah. Because the switch doesn't say that it was found in the piano.
Yeah, but when you found the switch, how did you find it anyway?
It was in the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk you through this part because it's really stupid, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the Diva.
Let me war.
But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Ugh. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch.
Didn't one of the keys sound bad?
Yeah.
One of the keys sounded bad when, like, was it Trucy that was playing, or was it...
I think it was Wizard that played it.
Was it Wizard?
Valent.
Wizard.
Yeah, you met him on the stage, I think, and he was playing the piano when you arrived.
Piano played non-stop.
Yeah, but is that how he found out that there'd be something in the piano?
You couldn't have pressed that switch.
Or was he playing the piano after we found the switch?
No, he was playing the piano and said that there was something about it that rubbed him off the wrong way, I think.
Rubbed him off the wrong way.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to have been playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were you wrong?
It can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just...
Go in flames?
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there.
Odd?
Oh, please don't make me do the fucking mixer again.
Mr. Justice,
Please don't make me do the mixer again.
guess what?
Please.
Guess what?
If Machi Tobaya didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here are some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire.
It's presently on fire.
Number 2, the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes.
No, it's not.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tobaya the accomplice?
Yes!
Your eyes will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. But it's ruined even if he... It's ruined if he...
I mean, that's how it is with these games. Even if you progress the case
I know that, it
past
has
the
to be
point
him.
where your defendant is cleared of all suspicion, if you still get a game over, it all doesn't matter at all, and it's
What
still, and
the
they're still here.
fuck?
He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch.
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
Ugh. What do I do? What do I do?
There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd.
Should I look at the mixer beforehand and find the specific
No,
thing?
I'll just tell you where to go. This is silly.
Okay, thank you, Mina.
Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Gavin saying just now?
Yeah. What are we?
He said just now.
He said it just now.
Not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this? Can you prove Machi Tobias pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machi Tobias pressed that switch? He just said that twice.
You just said that twice! Why would it...
Yes,
the second time is with feeling.
I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible.
Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Hey, Forehead, you're sure about this?
Accept it. There's no evidence, man. What's your evidence, Mr. Justice? On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch?
Okay, it's the mixer, right?
Yes. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor.
Rock and roll.
All of music.
All of music.
What is this music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame.
Which part's the piano part?
That's number 4, I think.
What? No! One more time.
Hey, it's a good thing the game is doing this part for you, huh?
Didn't sound any different.
I hear a piano being played.
Yeah.
But doesn't that sound kind of simple? Simple?
I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
Oh, I was thinking way too hard about that, wasn't I?
Yeah, you sure were. So people who don't understand music or how pianos work are just SOL.
Yeah.
He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Ha! What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. That's my boss.
But like Machi is.
And what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Wait, I know. Hey. Oh, that's not Trucy.
Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah? You got something?
Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he...
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
So sorry. So sad. For you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. As always, the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I'll admit it'll be rather difficult to prove. But it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that?
Because he shot the gun and his other arm was fucked up. No.
The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flames. Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it.
So that's number 4.
Number 4, the first segment of the song. There you go, presented. We're done.
Wait, first segment of the song?
Yeah.
Wait. Why is it not doing anything?
You can hear both hands playing.
Yeah. Why can't I click on it? Oh, I have to click the segment. Is that right?
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, you should be good then.
Okay.
Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it is that sounded odd to you.
As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Hair Forehead.
Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we?
Shall we?
Again.
Shall we, though?
Shall we?
Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. One more time.
One more time!
14th or 15th. I've lost count.
I think it's 15. This is big number 15. Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing?
Thank you,
Gee.
voice of reason in the courtroom.
You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another segment, shall we?
Desk slam?
Another section.
This makes me hit the desk.
The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "Oh that night" in your embrace. One more time.
One more time.
Leave your banana here.
Oh, play verse 2 again.
Why? Judge?
No.
One more time.
Judge,
One
no!
more time.
Slam my penis in the car door.
Stop it. What are you doing?
I'm ruining your life.
We're Zarboil, we're at 17 right
We're
now.
at 17 right now. Our slime correspondent strikes again.
That's your official title, the slime correspondent.
Slime?
Slime. Yeah, because of the slime the slime news you gave us when we were playing.
We got slime news.
They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different.
Are they?
What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has a high and low notes. You have to use two hands to play that for sure. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time.
Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had it played specifically so that the piano would stay in the background.
Oh.
That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different? I asked myself.
Now ask yourself why Machi changed how you played. And there's only one answer. You needed a free hand in order to press the switch.
Nork?
Bjork.
Bjork?
Bjork. Again,
Order.
like the singer.
Order. I believe this all ties the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment.
What, no comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up.
Why do I feel like it's not over yet?
Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Yep, there we go.
Good show, Sleeves. No. Great show. It's not over. I don't like it when he looks so happy.
I don't like the way his hair wobbles and wiggles around.
You tell him, Gavin. Tell him why it's so disappointing.
Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Hair Forehead.
Huh? Me?
Yes. Don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the facts... Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But What?
I like how, up until this exact moment, the judge was like, oh yeah, this is case closed. Like, it's fine. Apollo made a good case. This makes sense. And then the witness, the guy who did the crime, can just go, where's the evidence? And the judge is like, oh yeah.
Shoot, he got you there.
Shoot. You have no case.
He has a good point.
That's just how it be in this guilty until proven innocent society.
It sucks.
1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence is not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it.
Neither do I.
It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we would have seen it a long ways back.
Do I have anything?
You don't have any evidence.
I don't have any evidence.
It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What?
That was very strange delivery, and I liked it.
He has a weird face. I had to match that weird tone. The truth is staring at us right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said? Yes, the legal system is fucked up. That's what he said. It's bad. You're not gonna win.
I thought there was another bit of evidence that could have proved Darian's guilt
Shut
regarding
up. It doesn't matter.
I think he's in a weak spot now. The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I don't feel to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy, something fatal. So, can I go home now, or what? I made it look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadly attorney. I need to go make top 10 videos. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh?
Huh?
Didn't you see the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes. Good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What?
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 Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good.
Sure, yeah, that's how the legal system should work. Go for it, Apollo!
Why, and this igniter is supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney.
All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry, and I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Her forehead. You're accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes? The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Virginian cocoon? This is your last chance to prove your case.
This trial has already been run on far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends.
I like how even this
Understood.
case is like, let's end this. This is long, and it's bad, and it makes no sense. Let's end it, please.
Please.
But it's also done this several times.
Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is...
Witness.
Yeah.
Machi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It's true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else.
Decisive testimony. Wait, how? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, So, Lamiwar's testimony meant nothing because she could be lying, right?
Yeah.
How would Machi's testimony be any more decisive than hers?
Because if he has inside information that no one else should know, then it proves that he was in on it.
Yeah, but like, he would also have to have proof of that knowledge. Like that.
I mean,
knowledge...
if he has like, if he had any kind of like communications with Darian on his phone, or even like a letter, I think that would be enough to tie him together.
That's fair. Oh, I guess he would have to have communicated with Machi while Machi was in Virginia, right? And Darian said that he had never been to Virginia.
Yeah.
So there had to have been some traceable way that they communicated with each other. Okay. But how would... Okay. You mean a witness?